Mighty. Welcome to the Mighty Outdoors. This is day 3 of the solo bikepacking pilgrimage adventure that I'm undertaking, all in the name of men's health. Thanks for joining me. So, last night I stealth camped in the middle of the city. I was a bit concerned. I thought, I wonder if the cops are going to turn up and tell me to move on, and I wonder if anyone's going to give me any trouble. And look, while I didn't sleep soundly and I woke up at pretty much every single noise, I had no dramas. It was great. It all worked just fine. So I'm going to finish packing the bike, and now we're heading off to temple number 18. 2 days in, I've done about 100 kilometres, which means I've got about 1,100 kilometres to go. All right, enough chin wagging. Let's get into it. So I've arrived at temple number 18 on Zanji. It's pretty flat to get here, except for the end where there's a real kick in the driveway, which you've got to get up. It's the second time that's happened now. Beautiful little temple. It's before 7:30, so there's very few people about. Now the temples are never particularly busy, you know, because of course people are walking between them and so forth. But certainly they are quieter in the morning. So I've arrived at temple number 19, the Tatsueji. Huge temple behind, and the trees, gorgeous. This is a long journey, so it's important to stop and take time to enjoy the simple things, like bananas and river views.もう一度お名前は何て言ったっけ？
はい、国尾清水、
はい、
from 東京。
国尾清水 from 東京で1から21番まで行った。
Yes。
で、
チャレンジ。Next challenge.
Next challenge.
Yes。
で今日はまだ
back to the
徳島。
徳島。
はい。
フェリーターミナル。And back to 東京。
いいね。新しいお友達、一緒に頑張りましょう。
はい、頑張りましょう。
角林寺。Up in the mountain somewhere. Alright, let's go find it. Google says it's 5 kilometers away. And I can bet you they're 5 kilometers uphill. In the blazing hot sun. Blood, sweat and tears for Movember. This is a journey of blood, sweat and tears. Got blood from yesterday when I cut myself trying to make repairs to the bike. Sweat running down my forehead from the effort which this requires. Oh my goodness, like I don't know if this is going to show up very well on YouTube, but and tears, the sweat in my eyes is making me cry. If you haven't yet, do subscribe and consider supporting Movember this year, the world's leading charity for men's health. as they set themselves the goal of reducing the rate of premature death in men by 25% by the year 2030. Okay, so I've just descended down. Konnichiwa. I've just descended down from the 20th temple, which was, you know, a crazy climb to get up to. I had to stop. I stopped twice just to catch my breath and to be able to recover before I pushed on. Anyway, while up at the top, I was speaking with the attendant there, and she was saying that I've got two options for the next temple, but I can't ride to either of them. First, I could take a cable car to the top and with the bicycle, and then come down over the other side. Although I can't ride the bike, I'd have to basically push it down a pretty precarious path apparently. My second option is that I ride around to the other side of the mountain and take the bike as far as it will go, and then lock it up, and then do the rest on foot. And so I'm definitely in two minds, because it's apparently a really good cable car. Which one will I choose? Well, of course I chose the hard way. Huh? Of course I did. Anyway, so I've ridden around and I should be there in a couple of kilometres. There's a little bit of a roadblock. They're doing some construction work. So I just need to wait patiently for another couple of minutes until they open it up. But this is the road which, as I understand, I'll get to an intersection, take a turn, and it'll just go whooshka. And that's probably about the point where I'll get off the bike. Anyway, we'll see what happens. That's right. All in the name of men's health. Hey, ja dozo, osaki dozo. Oh, I can just see the ropeway over there in the distance. Let's see where it goes, huh? Let's see where it goes. So it's slippery, and I wouldn't do it in the wet, but thus far the gradient hasn't been too bad. In a nice easy gear, I've been able to continue to just spin. I've ridden on roads worse than these. And while we talk about crummy roads, big shout out to my mate Scott and all the members of the Sapiens and Type A Slow Cyclists, two teams who are very close to my heart over in Taiwan. Hope you're all well. Oh boy. Oh. 600 meters until the temple. Oh, there it is. I'll spare you all the panting and puffing. But that was a really, really hard go. you get a chance to come here for yourself. And you're faced with a decision on whether to take the ropeway or to walk or ride your way up to the 21st temple. Let me just show you what the ropeway looks like. And it goes out over this valley, up over the mountain and down the other side, back towards the 20th temple. It looks quite majestic. As an optional extra, I decided to walk about 20 minutes to a lookout point from which apparently you can see the whole mountains and things like that. So I've got to my destination, the lookout point up well high above the 21st temple. Now, having done so, it's time to very carefully make my way down, back down into the valley, back to the riverside, and on to the 22nd temple. What a spectacular place. Incredible. I left my book at the top. Just coming back down, I remembered I forgot it. There's no home. Domo.大事なものを忘れてしもうた。ありがとう。ありがとうございます。I did it safely down. Can't tell you how relieved I am to be off those paths. Sketchy, just so sketchy. Mountain bike shoes absolutely required if you're going to go up it. That or something with rubber soles, so you can walk when you need to. Boy oh boy. You know, I don't know of any. I watched a bunch of videos before coming on this on YouTube. I don't remember anyone's video stressing how difficult this really is. This is bloody hard work. Oh, this is a big one. Number 22. Byodoin. That means that I am 1/4 of the way through the temples. And what a beautiful gate it is. Alright, that's temple number 22 ticked. Fantastic. I'm now 1/4 of the way through. Grab myself a nice cold glass of orange juice. Okay, so these rice puffs are going to keep me going for the next 20 kilometres as I move from here to number 23. Yes, it would. Interestingly enough, the shopkeepers were telling me that one of their friends who was at the previous temple as well said that there's some Japanese-speaking foreigner doing the loop at the moment, and it turns out that my reputation is preceding me. So there you go. Listen, let's time's a wasting. I've got an hour and a half to get to the next one before they close, and I'd like to get the stamp today. This section is sweet. Rolling hills leading to nice curvy descents. So good. So it is 4:45 and I've just rolled in to temple number 23, Yakuoji. I'll go in and pay my respects. Very glad to have made it just in time. Oh, I don't know if you'll be able to see it, but that's the ocean. God, you're not there, nine, John. This is until 5 o'clock. It's not 5 o'clock yet. Thus far on my journey, I've stayed at 2 Ohenro huts, and tonight I'm going to camp out at the Michi no Eki. When I asked the people at the temple, they said it was a safe place to stay, and so that's exactly what I'll do.
So it's 10:15, and it's been at the end of another massive day. And again, the hills to be quite as steep as they were, and for the terrain to be quite as rough as it was. But got there in the end and feel really good about it. For tomorrow, the goal is to make some serious distance up. The days thus far have been, 80 kilometres or thereabouts. On the last today and yesterday was both about 80 kilometres, and the first day, of course, was only quite short, at about 20 or 25. I've got a long way still to go. Once pulling in here, of course, I went off and had a nice hot bath at one of the local hotels. Through down the bike, there's nothing quite like a good clean. So I feel much more refreshed now that's been done, and set up shop here at the Michi no Eki. First time camping in one of these, but they're very well appointed. Plenty of clean bathrooms, places you can sort of set up a small camp, and it's at the moment it's quite busy. It's full of people doing the pilgrimage and other general travellers, fishermen and the likes like that. Yeah, and then nicked over to the Family Mart, the convenience store, settled in, charged my devices, had a bite to eat. Super good. Now, on the topic of Movember, because of course this whole ride is all about men's health in the month of November, I mentioned yesterday how important it was and how good it made me feel when people had asked me, was I okay, how was I doing? Because it was tough. It was a lot harder than what I expected the second day to be. Anyway, what I want to talk about today is the Movember Conversations app. And let's face it, as it says in the blurb here, better conversations can help you support the men in your life, whether it's a friend in need, a colleague who's not coping, or a family member who isn't himself. Learn what to say and how to get help. Great little conversation starters here. There's a guide on how you can help people, how you can help engage them, and how to start a conversation. So there's some great stuff here. He's engaged the engine, that's what he's done. I'm glad I wasn't trying to sleep. Anyway, and it has some tools. Has these great things called the ALEC model. A is to start by asking how they're feeling. The L is let them know you're listening and give them your full attention. E, encourage them to focus on simple things that could improve how they feel. And C, check in with them after your chat. So there's a whole lot of different stuff on this. It's a good little app. Perhaps it might be useful to you or someone else who you know. Anyway, that's that. Remember, because it is about Movember, this is all about stopping men dying too young. So, keeping in mind this is all about Movember, I hope you've enjoyed the video. I've got another big day tomorrow. Stay tuned. If you haven't already, do subscribe, like the video, and if you'd like to make a small donation to the good work that Movember does, go ahead and do so. We'd love to have your support. Okay, that's it. It's late. I'm going to hit the sack. Thanks for joining me today, and I can't wait to see you next time in the mighty outdoors. Hooroo!